Hello, I'm here today with Pastor Eddie Moreno, and he's the lead pastor of a Hispanic church in the Los Angeles County area. He's pastored his church for a total of 12 years, and his congregants come from a variety of countries, including Mexico, Guatemala, Argentina, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and other Latin American countries. Many are undocumented immigrants. Reverend Moreno came, Pastor Eddie, I'll say Pastor Eddie, he came to the United States in his childhood and was granted amnesty under President Reagan's amnesty program for immigrants in the 1980s. Thank you for being with me.
Thank you.
With me today, Pastor Eddie. Pastor Eddie, what's been your experience with the undocumented immigrant population in your church?
I would say it's kind of a subculture, almost an underground culture, where they'll choose their markets, they'll choose their streets, they'll choose stores, and of course they'll choose their church. But it's an election that they do, so they won't get caught in terms of getting when there's police stops or that whole thing about being deported or being caught for any reason. And so it's kind of a subculture. It's underground culture with just thousands and thousands, if not millions, of undocumented that just leave it. So for me, it's a culture under a culture, and that has been my experience in my church.
How does your church help those in danger of being deported or immigrants looking to become citizens?
In the spiritual realm, we're always praying and interceding and advocating for immigration reform. That's in the spiritual realm. We're more practical. We just started 2 weeks ago an ESL program, and we have 3 cohort groups. They're already full already, and each of them have their mentors and so forth. And I think in that English class, in that English program, the citizenship class will be incorporated in the future. So that's one way. The other way is our hope is to establish immigration assistance center to be able to help in just a variety of cases. So that would be some things that we're doing in the present and praying and doing something about it for the future as well.
That's great. So, all right. Well, thank you so much. And I'm just going to end it with saying a couple of statistics here. And Pastor Eddie and I actually went to a conference on helping people with some of the legal aspects of immigration reform in June, and really learned a lot, and we hope to continue in getting grants and other types of things. But some final statistics that came from the Center for American Progress in July of 2012. $1.5 trillion is the amount of money that would be added to the U.S. cumulative gross domestic product over 10 years if we had a comprehensive immigration reform plan. $1.5 trillion. $11.2 billion is the amount of money households headed by unauthorized immigrants paid in state and local taxes in 2010. So they pay a lot of taxes and give a lot to the economy. And as Pastor Eddie has told me in conversations before, not in this interview, there's very hard workers out there who are doing a lot just to make it and doing what they can. In contrast, $2.6 trillion would evaporate from the U.S. economy over 10 years if all undocumented immigrants left or were deported. And 4.5 million U.S.-born children had at least one unauthorized immigrant parent in 2010, an increase from 2 million in 2000. So that's another problem, is some of the kids end up in foster care because their parents are deported. They have to go to the grandparents or somewhere else. And so the bottom line is there needs to be some reform and good immigration reform. And there's ways of doing it, and ways that faith-based organizations and public organizations and governments and politicians and cities can work together to advocate together to make a difference. Thank you.